The Silent Night. The village of Frost Hollow lay blanketed in snow, each home glowing with the warm light of Christmas. Despite its picturesque charm, few outsiders dared to visit. Tales of eerie happenings were whispered by locals, a chilling contrast to the festive decorations adorning every door and window. Emma, a young journalist, arrived on Christmas Eve to uncover the truth. She had heard the rumors of strange disappearances and ghostly sightings but dismissed them as folklore. The idea of spending the night in such a place excited her, a chance to debunk old myths and write a compelling story. The village innkeeper, a gray-haired woman with sunken eyes, greeted Emma with a forced smile. "You're brave to come here, child," she murmured, handing Emma a heavy iron key. "Stay indoors after midnight. That's when they come." "They?" Emma asked, raising an eyebrow. The innkeeper's lips tightened. "The carolers. But they're not what they seem." Brushing off the ominous warning, Emma settled into her room. The inn was old, its wooden beams creaking under the weight of time. A single candle flickered on the nightstand, casting long shadows across the walls. She unpacked her recorder and notepad, determined to interview locals in the morning. As midnight approached, a deep silence fell over Frost Hollow. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Then came the faint sound of singing, a haunting rendition of Silent Night. The voices were melodious yet unsettling, as though sung by a choir of unseen children. Curiosity got the better of Emma. Wrapping herself in a thick coat, she ventured outside. The singing grew louder, guiding her to the village square. There, under the glow of a single lamppost, stood a group of carolers. They wore tattered Victorian garments, their faces obscured by shadows. Their song was hypnotic, pulling Emma closer. "Who are you?" she called out, her voice trembling. The carolers turned in unison. Their faces were pale, their eyes black voids. A chill ran down Emma's spine as she realized they weren't human. One of them stepped forward, a childlike figure holding a cracked lantern. "We've been waiting for you," it whispered. "Join us," the childlike figure said, extending a hand. Its fingers were skeletal, the skin stretched thin over brittle bones. Emma stumbled back, her breath visible in the freezing air. She turned to run but found herself surrounded. The carolers' song grew louder, echoing inside her head. She clutched her ears, but the melody pierced through, filling her with an overwhelming sense of dread. "No!" Emma screamed, bolting towards the inn. She slammed the door shut and locked it, her heart pounding. The singing faded, replaced by an oppressive silence. She peeked through the window but saw only snow-covered streets. Convinced she had imagined the whole thing, Emma tried to calm herself. She recorded her thoughts, detailing the strange encounter. But as she played back the tape, her blood ran cold. The recording was filled with the same haunting rendition of Silent Night, the voices growing louder with each passing second. Suddenly, the door rattled. A knock echoed through the inn, slow and deliberate. Emma froze, gripping the iron key tightly. The knock came again, followed by a voice. "Let us in, Emma. It's cold outside." How did they know her name? Panic surged through her as she backed away. The candle flickered violently before extinguishing, plunging the room into darkness. The knocking grew more insistent, now accompanied by scratching sounds. Emma's breaths came in short gasps as she fumbled for her phone, its weak light her only solace. The door creaked open despite the lock. Shadows spilled into the room, twisting and writhing like living entities. The carolers stepped inside, their hollow eyes fixed on her. The childlike figure raised its lantern, its light revealing their decayed, ghastly forms. "You should have stayed inside," it said, its voice layered with the echoes of many. "Now you're one of us." The lantern's light engulfed Emma, and she felt herself being pulled into a cold, endless void. Her screams were muffled by the relentless singing, the melody now a part of her very being. When morning came, the inn was empty. Emma's belongings remained, but she was nowhere to be found. Locals whispered of another lost soul, claimed by the carolers of Frost Hollow. And as the village prepared for another Christmas night, the haunting melody of Silent Night echoed once more, carried by voices that were never meant to sing.